Page 30, Song Without Words. A really nice little piece. This isn't like one of the famous ones that Mendelssohn did, but nevertheless, it's like a song that doesn't have any words to it until somebody puts words to it, I guess. I don't know. But it's something that you can play. It's solo repertoire. We get to use the technique for those broken chords, the patterns that we've been doing in the last couple lessons. So let's look it over. It's a page long or 4 lines long or some long, I don't know. Treble bass clef, 1 flat in the key signature, so it's either an F major or D minor. If I look at the bottom, last 2 measures or so, sounds like an F chord to me. I'm guessing we're an F major. But go ahead and go do the scale in arpeggio for F major and D minor. I probably should be doing the diminished, full diminished for D minor. Here. The diminished typically goes with a minor key. That's why I would do it. So just go to D minor and you're good to go. And then 3/4 time signature. Just double check the hands and fingering and make sure. When I first play a piece, I'm trying to connect everything with the fingers. I want a fingering that works that way. So we're starting here, puts the hand here. The B flat's part of the position. It's in the key signature. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This is exciting. Second line, you have to come up here. We have a 1 measure rest to come up here. So now we're in this position, sort of. So 1, 2, 3, 1. And then reach up a little bit. We just changed hand positions. I went from here to here. I crawled up. We do a lot of crawling on piano keyboard. Especially if you want to feel your way around. You can feel where the notes are. You don't even have to look at the keyboard. You can feel going up 1 here, I hope. And then you relax, you're going up 1 here. Comes in handy. And then third line, you're back down here. Okay. Left hand. Left hand's got the broken chords. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is exciting. Let's go to the second line, the last 4 measures where the MF is. You're here. Then scratch up a little bit. Here, and then here. And then the scale going down, sort of. See? It's just an F major scale going down from the F up above to the F down below. Okay. And that puts you back where you were. Now on measure 19 here, some people, 4, 2's fine because they want 4 here, that's fine. And then down. You're moving around a little bit. You see in measure 17 we're here. But later on, around measure, 23, 22, you're here. Except the fingering is 4, different fingering. That's what I'm saying is the fingering you're using on these depends on the music and what's needed at the time. So in measure 17, this is fine, but later on, we needed that because we just came off of that. We're sort of in this position. We changed. So we're here. So, I mean, you could have done this, but it's a little dangerous to be moving around like that when you don't need to. Just stay there and use those fingers. Now, last line, we're here, back, and 4, reach down. 4 because we're preparing for what's coming. We're coming down the keyboard. If you can't fit up in here, then you got to do that. However, if you can, use the thumb. You stay out here until you need it and then go up. Long enough to get it and then come back down. You know, that works. Because this, there's no black key. You got a little more room. So we're crawling around in the left hand, and we want to get to where you can actually do all of this crawling around without looking at the keyboard. Then I'll put the hands together and see if there's any problems. Not really. Okay. So once I get the hands together, then I'll go back over it slowly and carefully, maybe a line at a time or something, and work out the hesitations. So these quarter notes are steady all the way through. And once I can do that, I'll add the articulation. And here, the only articulation they give you is the phrasing for the right hand. Well, you have to lift up between the phrases here because you got a rest, a measure rest. Otherwise, you're connecting it. And for the left hand under the staff, it says legato. That means connect the left hand. Now, a little bit about technique on this part. When I play with a controlled weight distribution. That is, I'm letting gravity do most of the work for me. My weight. It doesn't take hardly any weight to push a note down, and it doesn't take any weight to speak of to keep it down once it's down. Once you push a note down, you don't have to keep pushing. Just relax. It'll stay down until you lift up. It takes no effort at all to hold it down once it's down. But I'm simply transferring weight here to finger to finger. It's like walking on the piano, the keyboard, except I got 5 feet. It's here and then here and then here. I'm transferring weight. The wrist will do whatever it does. Some people, oh yeah, and then you twirl the wrist and do all this wonderful stuff. Yeah. The wrist will do whatever. I'm interested in just transferring weight from finger to finger. Here. Should do this in both hands, and you can do it in contrary motion, so using the same fingers at the same time. People say, oh, contrary motion must be hard. Actually, in most cases, it's easy because the hands want to mirror each other anyway. They do everything in contrary motion naturally. So you can actually just focus on one hand and let the other just follow. Go the other way. All I'm doing is transferring weight from finger to finger. I'm not holding the hand still and trying to use the fingers to push it. I don't recommend that on the piano, especially today's pianos. So I'm going to connect this left hand all the way through the whole piece. I can walk around and connect every note, hopefully. Now, once I have the articulation, then I think about the dynamics. MF at the beginning, mezzo forte or moderately loud, sort of loud, applies to the melody. In this case, it's the right hand. So these dynamics apply to the right hand. The left hand needs to be in the background, out of the way. This is whatever you think sort of loud is. Not loud, just sort of loud. This, soft. Well, that's a problem because you're going to find that when a hand gets busy, it will just naturally get louder all by itself. You're not thinking about it, it'll just happen. So you'll start out soft. By the time you get there, you're loud in the left hand. So you have to make an effort to listen carefully to what's going on and make sure that left hand stays out of the way all the way through the piece. Now in the second line, you go down just a little bit to moderately soft, mezzo piano. That means the left hands are super. Now you go crescendo, you're going to go back. And this, in the left hand, second line, put a little diminuendo in there. Let it come down, because as the right hand got louder, you could get the left hand a little louder. And it's just nice to come down in the left to get ready for your soft, sort of soft in the next line. And see, I want to kind of crescendo a little bit. I feel that little ba ba. Doesn't say to, but I felt it. Last line, you're soft and very soft. And you get down to soft. And the left hand's super soft. See, in that next last measure, while I'm playing this, I want to hear this. Don't drown it out. And this is soft or very soft. This has to be really. It's one of the things you can do while you're practicing the scales and arpeggios, since you're practicing them anyway, right? Is the dynamics. How soft can you play a scale? Here you can do the F major scale. How soft can you play that? No soft pedal, that's cheating. You got to learn to do this with the hands. Just very light, very light. Just make sure the note goes down all the way. If you don't quite get all the way on acoustic, it won't sound. You'll leave it out. I had a problem with that in college. The professor got really angry with me because I'd play a note and it wouldn't sound because I didn't go all the way down. That's technique. I had a screwy technique, which he fixed eventually. And so it helped. So you just got real super soft. Now, it doesn't come across in these videos very well because the electronics I use want to even out the volume. So when I play super soft, it increases the volume. And when I play loud, it decreases. Sounds great here. Just pretend it sounds good and go on. But that's what we're after. If you practice that when you're doing the scale, you'll be able to do it in the pieces. And it gives you more excuses to practice the scale a little more because now you're not just playing the note, 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 note. You're trying to do something with the notes, like dynamics. Articulation, too, if you want. That's what that works. Now, for the speed, andantino. I don't like andantino. That's my problem. People don't agree on what it means. People don't agree on what andante means. It's andantino. Some people say it's a little slower than andante, and other people will say, no, it's a little faster than andante, because the ino part just means a little bit. So it's a little bit andante. Well, does that mean it's slower or faster? I don't know, and I don't care. It's like splitting hairs. I just play it here. You want this to flow. You don't want these to race. So you have to find a speed that fits both so it's a nice gentle speed. If I take this slow, nice and slow, this drags. This goes on forever. Ugh. So I gotta take it a little faster than that. Even though these are moving a little better, again, the speed given isn't necessarily to the beat. It's the overall feel of the piece. So we have to kind of give and take and figure it out. Now on top of all that mess, they've added pedal. Well, isn't that wonderful? Don't need pedal on this, play just fine. And when you're first working on it and learning it, please don't use pedal yet. I haven't included any pedal yet. I'm getting to this point. This way, when I use pedal, add it, I can hear really what it's doing. Do I like it? If I don't like the pedal, I'm going to leave it out. But it says to use it. It's going to be legato pedal throughout. And of course, we're going to do the lag pedal. So the notes are going to go down first and then the pedal. At the beginning, the note, then the pedal. And they're changing it on every measure. I don't know about that, but we'll try that. And I'm going to do it right after I play the note. If you like that sound, fine. There's other possibilities we can do here. First off, typically when we would change the pedal, it's when the harmony changes. But you'll notice the harmony at the beginning of the first four measures, it's all the same chord. So what happens if I pedal it all? So that's the effect I would get. But that makes the melody too blurry. You know, we want a fairly clean melody. I like a clean melody, so that doesn't work. Maybe change it when the melody changes. You could do that. In that case, you don't need to change pedal on the second measure. You can leave it down. Or anywhere like that where it's the same harmony and the same note in the melody, why change the pedal? No. One of the reasons they may be doing it here is to keep it simpler for you. We'll just do it on every measure because it's easier to keep track of. I like to make things harder, not because I like to make things harder, but because I want you to understand what's going on in the music, and that makes things harder. So you change pedal when you need to. You only use pedal when you need to. Why are we using pedal here? Well, when you're playing slowly like this, time to hear all the notes. So if it's without it, it's a different atmosphere. a different effect. And so adding the pedal changes the effect of the piece. It adds the overtones and it lets the notes ring out. So that would be why we want that sound of pedal versus no pedal. And of course we don't pedal measures 15 and 16 because of the run. We don't want to smear it. So we don't want to smear that. So we don't pedal those. So understanding why you're using pedal and when you're using pedal, and by all means experiment. 3/4 time, there's some typical patterns you can use with pedal in 3/4 time. One is just the first beat of the measure. That is to reinforce the natural accent. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's an effect that works well with some pieces, usually waltzes. Doesn't work here, but it works in some pieces. And another one is to pedal the first 2 beats of the measure and let up on the third. And that works well with other pieces. It doesn't work here, but with some pieces, especially when you got stuff going on in the melody, other things, that works well because then lifting the pedal on the third beat cleans stuff out. And it's a good effect. In this piece, it's better to go ahead and pedal it like they're showing though. Let's play this together very slowly to check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. Two, three, off.